लीजिए.
Thank you.
Can I come close?
Okay. If I could pull off this face, pull off the ears, pull off the skin, pull off the organs, pull off the heart, the brain, take everything out. Everything visible, take it away, pull off. What will I find? Taking everything visible away. Take off. How much distance? How much distance now remain then?
No distance.
No distance. That's all we need to know. They say that I saw one picture actually because I always liked paintings, drawings from when I was a young boy, And I saw in one book some early what do you call them, kind of doctors or so, anatomists or whatever. And it's a painting. And they were opening up the body of a human being the first time they were doing it in this kind of way, Quite crude thing, opening, to see where the person is inside the body. Where is it that... In much the same way like maybe a child might look in the back of the radio to see where these people are speaking from. They were looking to try to find where is he? Where are you precisely? Or there was a feeling that our being was about the same size as the body. It went as wide as the fingertips and as high as the top of the head. Somehow it was kind of stuffed in the body. And then a little thing. But as I began to feel that somehow, and hearing also, for the first time, consciousness is in the body, but also the body is in consciousness. It was such a freeing moment to hear this. Like the body was not the container of the consciousness that determined the size of the consciousness, but the body, and in fact all bodies and everything perceived is inside the consciousness that you are. That was a radical discovery. Like, not just this body is in the consciousness, but all bodies are in the consciousness. And have no other reality or birthplace than from this consciousness itself also. That took some time. What? Like, it's too much. It's too much. But even this response, like, it's too much for me. But that's also just some words floating inside this big consciousness. What was the size of the consciousness? Where was the boundary of the consciousness? I was thinking a boundary. But if it's a boundary, it must be a form then, where it stops, and then maybe another kind of consciousness begin or something. When I first began to hear these things, because Rob, such a simple thing, love playing football and ping pong. So when I first started to hear, what is this thing? Where are you? Who are you without this body? Where is the location of that which perceives inside and outside simultaneously? That perceives things on this side of the eyes and things on the inside of the eyes, in the realm of thought and feelings, emotions, memory. It observes that. It observes the five elemental world and the combination of the elements that produces the visible concrete world we perceive through the senses and the mind. It perceives the subtle flow of energies. It discerns the difference between imagination and actuality and the different regions of time. Without doing any research. How marvelous is the consciousness. And yet it can pick up such a shallow concept and live in it. It started to come like this when you asked me, can I come closer? And I thought, where are you? And where am I? And what is the distance? Unless we are relating only at the physical level, you see. And I wanted to just to push it a little bit beyond these forms. Do we have to get rid of the body to perceive beyond the form? If we could put aside the hard drive of memory, ideas of who we consider ourselves to be, because that is also not consistent. We change who we think we are and how we feel about ourselves. It's like a constant stream of changefulness. If we could leave all this aside, and all the things you think you need, like a future or a past, and even an assessment of now, and identity, what remains, you see? Just as though you're hearing it for the first time, really look and see what remains. You don't have to go far. You don't have to go anywhere, in fact. If everything is left aside, everything that's knowable, every quality is just left aside. So you are back in your original nature, original being. Everything is secondary. Who are you? Is it valid? What remains? Is it handicapped? Is it incapacitated? Is it lacking? Why not take a look? All my invitations are now. We think we need. We imagine so many things that can contribute to our happiness or the sense of completeness. Try being without them for a few moments. Leave everything, abandon every intention, every idea, every identity, every wish, every dream for a moment. And the present notion that we have of ourselves, leave everything aside for a moment. Please do this, because over and over again, I find myself sitting with many of you who have not really done it. Really do it. Because such a one, I am very delighted to speak with you. Don't half do it. Don't construct something out there and look at it and say, yeah, I can see. No, do it. Then if you want to pick up the whole stuff, you can pick it up after again. But for just a few moments, leave everything and experience what you are without effort. Without effort, meaning what is left is no effort at all. Meaning that it is totally natural and does not need the support or the help of any human agent. Do it. And then you can speak from your experience, not what you've read in the book. It does not take long. So you must also not touch the sense eye, the eye that has any content, any description, any substance. Nothing. And last thing, don't be expecting something like, okay, now what, I've done it, so okay, what's the next step? No next step. So I invite anyone to take this opportunity and look again. Look at lunchtime, look in the afternoon. you'll begin to enjoy, you'll begin to discover something that you cannot discover from books. You'll discover from your own book. I don't feel there's anything in the human kingdom that is beyond or above a silent mind, free of ego. Your senses will still continue to function naturally, because they are natural also. Bodily function will continue to function naturally. But the psychological identity this you don't need. Truth has never pushed you away. It has never turned away from you. It has never looked in your eyes and judged. Everything has come through the mind. But mind is nothing without belief. As I said, a belief or a thought without belief has no power at all. A thought with belief can start a war or begin to heal the pains of a whole nation. You must find out if you yourself are a thought or prior to thought. And you should find out today. For sure. Someone once said, I think, therefore I am. I say, no, I am, thereafter I think. The sense or the intuition, which you may call the sense of presence, is the earliest reflection or manifestation of the Absolute. It is really the bridge between what is phenomenal and the non-phenomenal. It is the lens of the Absolute. Are you in front of the lens of the Absolute or behind the lens? Or both? Or both and beyond? Contemplate. And if you don't get it just now, I would like this recording will be online for a while, and you download and listen and listen and listen again, especially to these points now being made, until somehow your mind comes out of the mist of habit-forming delusions. You must come to the place of total silence. Beyond the sense of someone being silent. In our natural state, we are already beyond. In our display as consciousness and as the evolutionary being, which we call actually in its higher aspect the seeker of truth, we are that which is in transit and transformation all the time. But I'm only pointing that however many times we are transmuting and transforming, all those are watched from a deeper consciousness. Who can refute it? And is this deeper place of seeing to be overlooked and discarded? Or could it not be the answer of answers? But who will receive this answer? The one who receives the answer dies in that moment to duality. Mind is like the psychological mind in satsang. It's like a piece of ice placed in a bowl of warm water. And a melting is taking place spontaneously. There's no effort on the part of the ice, and there's no effort on the part of the water. It is a natural merging. Why? Because the personalized consciousness is bathing again in the original water, in the ocean of its own self. And innumerable stale impressions are washed away.